The world remembers Joe Frazier, George Foreman, and Ken Norton as the great executioners of Muhammad Ali. But there was one man, a mass of muscle standing 1.95 meters tall from communist Hungary, who achieved something that seems impossible, fighting 27 rounds against the greatest, and never, not for a single second, touching the canvas. Joe Bugner wasn't just a boxer, he was a physical anomaly. In an era of charismatic warriors, he was the ice block. Today, we'll analyze the clash that proved that even the myth of Ali could be pushed to the brink of physical collapse by a man who seemed designed in a laboratory. This is the story of the granite statue versus the king of the world. The context: the refugee who became a machine. To understand Joe Bugner, you have to understand his coldness. He fled Hungary during the Hungarian Revolution of 1956. That refugee toughness followed him into the ring. By the age of 21, he was already the European heavyweight champion, but the British public despised him. Why? Because he defeated local legend Henry Cooper in a decision so controversial that Cooper retired from boxing in protest.
And these first few moments are not. It is the odds against Bugner have dropped to 6-4. And there it is, it's over. And set well done, and he's given it to Bugner. He's given it.
Bugner became the perfect villain. He didn't talk, he didn't smile, he just destroyed. Meanwhile, Muhammad Ali was in the middle of his redemption tour after returning to boxing. The stats before their first meeting in 1973 were insane. Ali was an 8-1 favorite. No one believed a slow European could touch Ali's speed. But Bugner had one statistic Ali didn't know: an unprecedented ability to absorb punishment in the division. In other words, the European's greatest weapon was his anonymity. Very little was known about him, and Ali had to step into the ring almost blind, while everyone already knew Ali's fast boxing and movement. The provocations. Silence versus the shout at the press conferences in Las Vegas. Ali did what he did best: the mind game. He called Bugner slow, a display statue, and promised to knock him out in the 7th round so he could go to dinner early. However, Bugner applied a tactic that drove Ali crazy: absolute silence. While Ali shouted and rhymed, Bugner simply stared at him with icy eyes. It was the first time Ali felt his words carried no weight. The fan favorite was Ali, but the intrigue grew. Could this 100-kilogram giant of solid muscle withstand the champion's storm of punches? It was the perfect clash of brute force versus speed. Although Ali didn't know much about the European boxer, there was no doubt he didn't underestimate him. He predicted a 7th-round finish, whereas against other fighters, he would joke about winning in the 4th or even the 3rd round. Round by round. The first encounter, Las Vegas, 1973. The long-awaited day arrived, and the crowd was on edge, wondering who would prevail in this clash, speed or brute force. Rounds 1 to 2, Muhammad Ali comes out dancing. As usual, loose, light on. His feet circling his calm opponent, who watches him like a predator. He lands quick jabs and even cuts Joe Bugner above the eye in the first round.
He's got a good left chest. A 217 distributed in something like a V shape. There's marked damage being done by Bugner. There you see. Most of the time defensive, because you see it. Ali got left in round 1. Many have expected so little from Bugner.
The crowd roars, expecting a quick finish, but Bugner doesn't back down. He begins using his weight to push Ali, wearing down his legs.
Ali was punching power, much in the matter of form, and you saw a quick left jab. Got him back. Bad tactic for Bugner to lie against those ropes. Again, over the eye. A troublesome thing. Over fight. Look at him.
Round 3. Ali sticks to his strategy. Hit and move before taking damage, because a punch from a man that size could be devastating. He seems focused on reopening the cut from round 1, but Bugner defends well and prevents it from worsening. Rounds 4 to 6, Bugner starts to wake up, realizing that staying in a defensive shell will cost him the fight before the 6th round. He begins targeting the body, landing shots to slow Ali down. Technical analysis suggests that these rib shots reduced Ali's mobility by around 20% by the midpoint of the fight. Round 7, The Promise. Ali comes out aggressively to fulfill his knockout prediction. He throws 5 and 6 punch combinations, more than his usual. 3. Bugner absorbs them all, on his guard and his jaw, and doesn't budge. Ali's face at the end of the round shows pure disbelief. The statue was still standing. You can almost imagine him thinking, it's impossible he's still on his feet. Rounds 8 to 9. Ali maintains his strategy. Despite Bugner looking swollen and cut, Ali knows he's winning on points and avoids unnecessary risks chasing a knockout. Bugner tries to cut off the ring, but Ali's speed, even diminished, is still too much for the European to become a real threat. He continues attacking the body, but without significant effect. Rounds 10 to 11. Bugner comes out more aggressive in the later rounds. He knows that if the fight goes the distance, he'll lose by decision. He raises his guard and marches forward, looking to trade with the formidable Ali. Ali keeps his distance, using his reach and movement to strike whenever possible. In the end, Bugner fails to inflict serious damage and slowly walks back to his corner. Final. After 12 rounds, Ali wins by decision, but he leaves the ring with bruised ribs and a newfound respect. He had encountered a man who could not be broken psychologically. The rematch in Hell, Malaysia, 1975. 2 years later, fate brought them face-to-face again in Kuala Lumpur, this time for the World Championship. The conditions were brutal: 32 degrees Celsius, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and 90% humidity. The training. Muhammad Ali trained for speed, knowing the heat would drain him. Bugner, now 25, trained for extreme endurance. It's said he would go through 15-round sparring sessions without rest under the blazing sun. The 15-round battle. It became a war of attrition. Ali used his famous rope-a-dope, leaning on the ropes, but Bugner didn't fall for the trap.
A couple of jabs, they get in there sharp. He's sharp with that left hand. Ali up on his toes. I'd have to say Bugner. There's a jab. Good thing for Ali, he missed that.
In round 10, Ali tried to mock him with a tap to the back of the head, but the Hungarian responded with a right hook that nearly knocked Ali out of the ring.
Bugner coming right back at him.
The outcome. Ali retained the title by unanimous decision after 15 inhuman rounds. It was the last time we saw such clear technical dominance from Ali, and it only happened because Bugner forced him to bring out his very best. The legacy. The only Iron Man. After the fight in Malaysia, Ali made a statement that went down in history. Bugner is the next champion. I couldn't hurt him. He's tougher than Frazier and more durable than Foreman. Final stats. Bugner is the only man in history to face Muhammad Ali, 27 rounds, and Joe Frazier, 12 rounds, consecutively without ever being knocked out. He survived 39 rounds against two of the most devastating punchers of boxing's golden era. Conclusion: reality surpasses fiction. When the world saw Ivan Drago say, "If he dies, he dies," they thought it was a caricature. But those who knew Bugner understood that reality was far more terrifying. He was a man who didn't need to talk. His granite chin and iron heart spoke for him. Muhammad Ali was the greatest, but Bugner was the man who proved that even the gods of the ring can grow tired of throwing punches.